Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jaywalker. Today, episode number 13 of Ghost Story for Saturday, Ghost Theory Part 1. Today I wanted to come in and talk a little bit about different types of hauntings. We've been talking about my personal experiences with hauntings. Today I'm kind of wanted to talk a little bit about different types. We talked a little bit about some of my experiences, some experiences that my family's had, and wanted to talk a little bit about just different types of hauntings. So let's take a walk and dive on into this. So there's three types of hauntings that I kind of wanted to go over today, and today is Ghost Theory Part 1, just the basics. Most of these are, these are probably the three types of hauntings that I would normally associate with ghost activity. First would be an intelligent haunting. Second one would be a residual haunting. Third one, and it's one where I'm kind of iffy on, and we'll get to all this in a few minutes, and demonic hauntings, but we'll get to that one in just a few minutes. So first with the intelligent versus residual hauntings, and these are probably the two most frequent ones that we see, that we hear about, that we talk about. Now, an intelligent haunting is exactly what it sounds like. It would be a haunting where maybe you have a piece of jewelry that gets moved. If you do an EVP session where you go in with a voice recorder and try to communicate that way, or use a spirit box and do things that way, flashlight trick, whatever it is that you do, and ask for knocking or those type of things, and you are able to communicate with whatever's there. That's an intelligent haunting, and you're getting answers, or things are happening that you would expect. So intelligent hauntings, usually, and I classify a number of different things into this. So visitations, things like my grandmother having people come to visit, and her chatting away with people who weren't there. The EVPs, or some EVPs, where you ask a question and you get what sounds like a very communicative, contextual response in a good amount of time. That's an intelligent haunting. A residual haunting is slightly different. It's usually something that happens exactly the same way, at exactly the same time, in exactly the same manner, all the time. So if you happen to see full body apparition walk through a brick wall every day at 2:30 in the afternoon, that's probably going to be a residual haunting. And if you go back and do research and find that right there where this where this spirit, this ghost, is walking through that wall, used to be a door, good chance it's residual, where this energy, this spiritual energy, this spirit, whatever part of this spirit, ghost, entity has attached itself, it's doing exactly what it would have done when it would have done, but it's attached itself to attached energy, part of its entity, something to where it was. Now, we see a lot of more residual hauntings in older buildings, older homes. Why? Because generally, it's what these buildings, these homes, even sometimes objects, can hold people on to them. In an old house such as the one that I live in, I mean, we've not really caught anything other than having just a few personal experiences that I shared on the last episode. But generally, when you're looking at something that's residual, you've got somebody who may have lived in a home for 30, 40, 50 years, maybe helped build it, worked in a building, put a lot of energy and their affection into a building, into a home, where there was just something that holds them there. They've put part of themselves there, and so that stays. And so you have this residue, if you will, this residual thing that keeps happening the same way, the same manner, same time. Conditions sometimes just have to be right, where it might be during a thunderstorm that it happens, or at 4:45 on October 8th every year. So there's residual hauntings. So with intelligent and both residual hauntings, these are, in my opinion, generally human or formerly mortal spirits or entities that have or are still attaching themselves to something here in this more physical realm. So to kind of give that clarification, for some reason, that spirit, that entity that was mortal, once they've shaken off this mortal frame, they've gone to the other side, or have not completely crossed over, and are still hanging out close at hand. Now, having been raised in a religious background, I believe in an afterlife, and I believe once we die, that spiritual end of us, that part that carries our smarts, our emotions, our feelings, ourselves, our ego, who we really are, moves on to a different place, which is here. It's in a different dimension, different realm, but it's still here somewhere around us. And we as mortal beings are unable or unwilling to see them for the most part. And the hauntings are sometimes just a way for them to get our attention. Now the third haunting that I want to kind of go over, the demonic ones, I want to kind of touch on this because I believe it can happen, but for the most part, I'm kind of a believer that it happens so irregularly and infrequently that I think 98% of people will never have a problem with it. And a demonic entity, in my definition, or at least the definition that seems to resonate with me most, is a non-human, non-mortal, never has been mortal, never will be mortal type entity that is trying to possess, frighten, haunt the mortal realm. And we've seen there's been a number of demonic possession type movies over the last 50 or 60 years. Been a lot. And I think with Hollywood kind of portraying things, even today, where you've got some of the ghost hunting shows where there's a few of them that have, there's homes or different things that are supposed to be haunted by demons versus any normal haunting. And there's also Ghost Adventures, which is on the Travel Channel for anybody who's seen that. And Zach, the main guy in Ghost Adventures for a couple of seasons there, was convinced he was being chased by some demon. Not sure whatever came of that, because I lost interest in that show sometime right around there, I think because of the whole demonic thing. But like I said, I believe it can happen, that there are these non-human, non-mortal spirits, entities, however you want to define those, that can on occasion do some damage, but in general I really don't for my definition, we'll maybe get into some of the theories about what some of them could be in a later episode. If you'd like to see that, let me know, and we'll work on it and do some coverage on it. But I just wanted to quickly go over some of the base ghost theories that I have with you. Thanks for joining me. If you like this, subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, leave me comments. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm, up for doing research and, or at least letting you know what I think. And we'll keep these coming. Thanks for joining me. Join me again soon. We'll see you later.